Let's assume that there's some compelling evidence that you did do something wrong. Now you have to figure out what you did wrong, and you have to figure out what you would have done differently and what you will do differently in the future.
Regret and guilt, universal squatters. These emotions are ghosts of versions of you that look so pretty in hindsight. Times you made better decisions, times you stayed loyal, times where you held your tongue. Majority of the world lets these ghosts move into their home, and very quickly you're being pushed to pay their rent money. However, there's a very small portion of the world that allows these ghosts to flow through the walls and close the door. Welcome to Advice No One Wants. Today, we're going to evict those ghosts you have been living with for way too long.
Regrets, the bad things or the stupid things, you learn not to do bad things or stupid things. All those things are beneficial in some way if you can get through them.
80% of the entire planet has deep regrets. 36% wish they reached out to close ones more. 32% wish they put the work in. 22% didn't think they were bold enough. And the other 10% regrets not doing the right thing. Regret is something that has haunted every space you've ever walked through. It's been used as fuel for change and the match for complete widespread fires. Dwelling too much on it causes serious long-term mental health issues. There's even data linking it to heart health complications. We've conditioned ourselves to believe that regret means we are a bad person, because we've done something bad that we can never take back. That's not entirely true. Regret comes from knowing you should have taken different actions to generate a different outcome. It's a lingering feeling, but there are concrete solutions. The reason regret has become such a compound demoralizer is because we don't learn from it. We let it suffocate us. We get faced with the same situation, and we somehow end up regretting it even more. Regret begins to ease when you understand something didn't go how you wanted based on your own actions. Then it begins to disappear when you make more conscious actions. Or in more simple terms, think before you do.
Guilt is a feeling I have when I act out of alignment with my values. And in that way, guilt is a really useful feeling. Real useful.
Guilt is slightly different, and unfortunately, a lot more dangerous. Every single person walking this earth had dinner with guilt. Those brutal evenings where you have to sit opposite the decision that you made that created a terrible situation. Guilt comes from a decision you made that caused harm, discomfort, or a tragic situation. It eats you from the core, and just when you think it has left, it comes back with an uppercut. An emotion so strong, there are psychotherapists whose entire job description is to find a stable method to combat guilt. Let it sit for too long and it expands. Covers your entire body until you simply cannot make the correct decision anymore, causing a never-ending cycle that is passed down through genetics. Regret and guilt are roommates in your body and mind. On the surface, they look like good roommates. They clean, they cook, and they pay on time. Under the surface, they keep you awake all night, throw your habits off track, and strip you of all your prized possessions. Regret is that roommate you don't see very often. You pass them on the way to work. Sometimes you catch them making dinner, but very rarely are you in their company for an extended period of time. Guilt is a more annoying roommate. You wish you saw them a lot less. Guilt follows you around your home, steals the food that you work so hard on, and whispers all your biggest fears into your ear at 3 a.m. They take up a lot of space, so you can't advertise for more positive feelings because there's no room left at the end. Try and confide in your friends and family as you get branded negative, because no one understands. Your roommates look so small and harmless, but no one gets to see what they are when the door is shut for the night. Divorces are an awfully hurtful situation. Don't be fooled by family influencers and positive minds of the world. There's no such thing as a happy divorce. Regret and guilt require a divorce. However, it's not the stereotypical process. Emotions as strong as these won't leave quietly. They don't respond to kindness and they show no mercy. So you have to do the same thing. Pack your bags, begin to separate, and on a random Tuesday night, leave the inn and never come back. I know, it sounds very cliche, Instagram quote-baiter of me, but hear me out. Regret and guilt marry a version of you from the past. A version of you that you once held at a very high standard. They attach themselves to this person because it distracts you away from the path ahead of you. Here's a new way to look at these emotions. By being on this channel, it's safe to assume you want to build a better version of yourself. So at some point in the future, you're planning on leaving behind the person you are right now. Well, these emotions are simply versions of you that you already left. The people who never experience guilt and regret are standing in the exact same spot. Take in the emotion. Understand where it's coming from. Be aware of what decisions you made. It's an uncomfortable conversation, but you can never move forward without understanding your mistake. Notice the past, but move towards the future. You may feel that the bus to your better self has left the station, but trust me, it hasn't. It's waiting for you to wave goodbye to your lousy roommates, because they're blacklisted from where you're going. See you next week for more advice no one wants.